I'm about to show you something that you've likely never seen before. This is a Ford F-150 pickup truck, but check this out. They gutted it and they put in a Tesla electric motor. We're going to talk to the guy who did this, who was the brainchild behind this, who I believe is going to be a billionaire someday, and ask him how he did that. But before we do that, let me show you around a little bit. Let's walk this way. So my name is Barry Pintar, and this is a KDKA CBS News YouTube Extra. We're just getting a look around the Pittsburgh International Auto Show because this place is crazy and cool. Upstairs on the second floor, there are all kind of brand new cars that you can look at that you might want to buy, every brand imaginable. The first floor here are where we're seeing all kind of crazy unique cars like this guy right here. This is a Lamborghini, a very specific model. How much is it worth? Well, I asked them, because it's custom, all they will tell me is an undisclosed amount. But a source tells me that they start at $750,000. So my guess is, if I had to connect the dots, as we do as journalists, you're getting close to $1 million there. But look at that. What is that, like a burnt pumpkin orange? That is so cool. All right, let's come over this way. These are some other cool examples. For example, there are vendors here that wrap cars, that tint on this floor, which is where they really show off some of their famous clients. This is another one. This is a Rolls-Royce. Check that out. That is a Rolls-Royce Wraith. And the thing that's so unique about that is the color. The owner wanted it to be a very specific color red that apparently, quote, all his cars are that color. That makes you look at that car and go, what exactly are all his other cars, right? All right, let's look at a couple of other cars before we get back to there and find out about that transformation into electric. All right, we got a purple Porsche there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful with the silver stripe down? Here's another Lamborghini. This one is Bumblebee yellow. Here's another blue Porsche. Again, these are just cars that are clients of these people who do these types of wraps and special kind of paint jobs. And this specific company is a paint protection film, window tint, ceramic coating company. All right, so these are the kinds of cars that you could actually buy. I actually want to look at the price tags of these cars because these fascinate me. Again, upstairs, the brand new cars, but these are classic cars that you can actually buy. And I'm looking at these with you for the first time, so I have no idea what they are or what they're worth, but let's talk about it. This is a 1978 Mercury Cougar XR7. They have it listed for $17,950. Look at the inside there, G, if you can. Our photojournalist there. That's what gets me excited, looking at those insides. All right, this is a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle, $99,900. Look at that white stripe. Look at that beautiful green paint. We got to look at the inside because I love those, I don't know, what are they called? They're not bucket seats, right? They're, what's it called when the seats are just real long like that and they're not bucket seats? Bench seats. Bench seats. All right, bench seats. That's what it is. All right, two more till we go back to the electric car over here. This right here is a 1979 Pontiac TransAm for $62,950. Okay, wait. Jerome, we got to look at the inside because look at these seats. They're metallic silver. How cool is that? All right, one more before we get to this. Isn't that awesome? A TransAm, man. I don't know. A lot of people grow up dreaming of driving a TransAm, and that's a classic. All right, let's look at the truck. This is the one that gets me excited here. There's a pole in the way here. Got some people walking around the show, as you can see, that we're going to go around. All right, I'm going this side to tell you this is a 1974 Chevrolet CK10 Series, $44,950. So you see what I'm talking about? You can get this beautiful car here. Look at the plaid interior. Why am I into interior these days? I don't know. Just absolutely fascinating. Isn't that beautiful in there? Look at that little cool steering wheel as well. All right, let's find out about this electric truck. Okay, so again, there's a Bentley over there, one of only 12 in the entire world. There are all kinds of things up here. But for me personally, this fascinates me, and it fascinates me because I think the guy I'm about to interview is going to be a billionaire if he plays his cards right, because I never heard of anything like that. Is Greg still? Oh, there you are. How you doing, Greg?
Good. How are you?
Good to meet you. Okay, Greg, what's your last name?
Reisinger.
Okay, and you are with King Electric.
Sure am.
Here's what I understand. You and the owner of the company have decided to take Ford F-150 1971 pickup truck and make it electric.
Yes, we have.
All right, tell me tell me everything, because this fascinates me.
Okay, so the first step of it was removing the engine and the transmission and the old drive shaft.
Okay.
Once those were removed, we were able to get a custom-made drive shaft and start making motor mounts to get the Tesla Model 3 rear motor into place. Behind the battery box, you can kind of see it there. And then we're using Model 3 batteries. We're using 16 different modules there. And that'll give us around 400 volts with about 100 kilowatt hours of power.
All right, let me back up to some questions. You said you had to make a custom what?
A custom motor mount.
Okay, so why, again, I don't want to assume I know. I'm not 100% stupid. I certainly don't know what you mean. Does that mean because you ripped out the motor, you had to find a whole different way to make the wheels move if I had to ask from a second grader?
Yes, that is exactly what it was.
That's insane to me.
So the motor that we're currently using is usually positioned in a different way.
Okay.
So with that, we had to get a custom drive shaft adapter.
Okay.
And that was through a company called Amp Revolt. They're the same people that have helped us with the boxes. They've been very helpful throughout this process, but we remade the motor mounts and got it positioned so that the drive shaft will work for the original rear differential.
Okay, walk over to me this way. Jerome, you can stay right there just so we can get this angle now. Okay, so again, just because I really want to understand this. By the way, did you hear what I said? I think you're going to be a billionaire if you play your cards right.
Okay, I'm excited about that.
Are you on board for that? Okay, so this is a Tesla are they called motors? I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah, so it's a motor, and this is not. So this is 6 of the batteries inside of a large box to hold them all. The motor itself, as you can actually see it down back behind there.
All right, right here, G. Here, look. Is that this right here that I'm pointing to?
Right
This
there.
metal thing right here. So the motor's not very big. It's all about the batteries, which we knew already. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
is this brand new, or did you rip it out of an existing Tesla?
So I did not personally rip it out, but this was salvaged from an old Tesla.
Okay.
So same with the batteries; they were taken out and then reconditioned by another company, that being Amp Revolt.
Okay. So we got the motor, we got the battery, we got the custom drive shaft.
Yes.
How am I doing?
Oh, you're doing good.
Okay, so let's go back this way because we get to see, because there's more, because obviously, and as we know with a lot of these electric cars, what's in the trunk matters too. So I'm seeing things back here. What is this back here?
So these are more of those batteries. So each one of those boxes contains 3 cells. And on the top there, you can see the coolant ports. So each of these batteries has a liquid cooling system inside of it to be able to manage that temperature. And then on the right one there, you can see that box on top. That's part of our BMS, which is a battery management system. And what that does is it allows us to keep accurate levels of the voltage of each cell and the temperature to make sure that we don't have any undervoltage or thermal issues that would eventually cause a fire. So this is all about safety and making sure that this thing will run forever.
Okay, I only have 2 more questions, and I'll let you go. Can I open this?
Of course. You can sit in there if you'd like.
All right, so oh, really? Oh, wow, okay. Well, I'll sit in here while I ask you let me ask you the question, and I'll hand you the mic. My understanding is that this will be road ready once you deal with something about the brakes, right? Here, hold the mic while I'm sitting here and explain that to you.
Sure thing. Yes, so we are using a brake booster, which is an electronic brake booster from Bosch, and it was salvaged from a CRV. So the connections have to be made with our battery management system and our motor controller. But once those 3 pieces are tied together, this bad boy will be moving.
Okay, so this is the last question.
Sure thing.
This will be, once you do that, this is what surprised me. This isn't like, oh, this will be fun to have in my driveway. You believe this will be on the road working?
Oh yeah, not only will this be on the road working, this will be part of our fleet for the electrical company. We'll be giving out estimates in it, we'll be carrying tolls. This vehicle will not just be show, this will be still a work vehicle.
Because you're repainting it, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be electric car going down the road.
Darn right.
That is so crazy, Greg. Thank you.
Of course.
That is bizarre, brother. Oh, I can't wait. Hey, call me when it's done. I'm dead serious.
I definitely will.
All right. Barry Pintar at KDKA. I want to see it. Is that not insane, guys? Oh my gosh. I've never. Okay. So, as you can see, we just looked at Ferraris and Rolls Royces. There are fascinating things at this show. This is what blew me away. All right. If you happen to be in the Pittsburgh area and you want to check out the show, here are the stats. It's all the way through this weekend. It runs till Monday at 5. $16 will get you in. And then there are, of course, discounts for, senior citizens, for certain kids, and all that kind of stuff. As we walk over this way, it's not only cars, they do got like face painting. Marvel characters will be appearing here. All kinds of things will be happening. You can even look over here. They got these little cars here for kids. So it's a really fun. They're calling it. Don't trip there, Jerome. There's a ramp. A lot of fun things that are happening for kids as well. But I'll leave you with this. If you are looking for a new car at all, the entire second floor is covered with brand new cars that you can sit in. Obviously, you can't test drive. You also cannot drive them here. They're only for you to see, but they're all here. You could probably make a decision on what you want to buy in one trip here. So you got until Monday at 5 o'clock. It's a really cool time here at the Pittsburgh International Auto Show. Reporting for KDKA, CBS News Pittsburgh, I'm Barry Pintar for this YouTube Extra.